This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted to be joined by Dalton Smith. We see Florian next to you, an emphatic first round knockout today. How sort of excited are you to see him get that incredible knockout? I mean, easy night's work.
Let's see, we don't get paid for overtime, do we, Florian? But you know, what a performance, what a stoppage, and not taking nothing away from Dylan because he's a great fighter, and you know, I didn't even expect Florian to do that. But it shows, what he's been working on in the gym. He's listening, it's all coming together.
And I suppose for yourself, when you see your gym mates, and always going out to support, and not just, it's not just you going out to support Florian, they all come to support you, Sonny, all this, and I'm sure, you might be getting that trip to America. How good is it that, you're seeing the stablemates going out and just supporting them all? It must be sort of, I know it's nervy, but it must be a special feeling as well.
That's it, we're spending every day with each other, we're in the gym, we see what goes in, the sacrifices we have to make, so when we're here on fight night, I'm just as nervous as Florian. I want him to win just as much as he wants to win. At the end of the day, you want your team to do well and and achieve good things in life, and that's what he's doing. He works hard and he's reaping the rewards. At the end of the day, we support everybody in the gym.
Absolutely. Well, we'll move on to yourself. A couple months removed from the emphatic knockout of Sam Maxwell. How much did you think you needed that for after sort of going sort of a couple of decisions in your last fights? People sort of, don't know why, but people did have doubts. People sort of, I don't know how I was telling them, but people did have doubts. But then you sort of, a statement performance. Do you feel like that was sort of a little bit of pressure on you in a way?
I always said it's only pressure if you put pressure on yourselves. Like what anybody says, it's irrelevant to me or what I do. But of course, I always said I needed championship rounds, because I had two fights what went the distance. People start having doubters, but that's boxing for you. Have one mediocre performance and that's it. You finish. You're a washed-up fighter. You know how the boxing game works. But I always said the bigger fights bring the best out of me, and I always knew I'd win in destructive fashion.
Do you think sometimes it's easy? No disrespect to the opponents, but do you think it's easy to box to a level of your opponent in a way? Have you ever found yourself guilty of doing that?
Yeah, and I think that every fight is the same. Don't get me wrong, I never really underestimate anyone. I always train hard. I never cut corners in the gym, but mentally, it's hard sometimes when you're too good for the guys. It's hard to not do that. I try not to do it, but sometimes it's hard.
Well, we'll talk about sort of that after beating Maxwell now. It puts you in such a good position where there's super lightweight, mate. There's so many good fighters in there that we could just list. I could list off so many to you. So now just think now I'm really in the mix in a way.
Yeah, of course, and a big performance last. Hopefully we can get a big fight after Christmas, and the year after that, I want to be pushing towards the world title fights, eliminators, and the big guys.
For yourself, was there a point, whether it was winning the British title or things like that, things started to switch for you, where it's like now I'm ready for sort of a world level in a way? Yeah,
of course, and I mean it's the performances. You beat the guys and you go through the levels, and and then reality hits. It's like, wow, I'm actually moving through the levels now. And to be honest, it's like you're in autopilot. It's just a fight, and then you've got another fight. And until you sit back and look at how far you've come, you don't really witness it. But it's like you're just in a motion.
Absolutely, Dalton. Just want to say thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the night. I'm sure you will, mate. Top man. Thank you.